So we stand here today as Americans who are fed up with the way that the United States government has spent our tax dollars. While several programs across housing, education, and healthcare are gutted, our politicians think that the better use of that money should be going towards killing children, massacring families, and leveling churches, schools, and hospitals. Instead of taking care of our veterans, we are sending more of our soldiers to fight a population of civilians, putting them in the crosshairs of Israel's indiscriminate bombing and giving them a lifetime of PTSD that we will refuse to treat. I lost 43 family members in the last 20 months of this genocide. 43. Growing up in a Catholic private school, I only had 38 classmates. I lost the equivalent of an entire graduating class worth of family members, people that I never got a chance to meet because of Israel's inhumane and illegal blockade on Gaza. These were men, women, and children who had promising careers and bright futures. Teachers, doctors, dentists, students. They weren't soldiers or fighters or terrorists, but painting them as such and telling you that they were human shields for such has manufactured consent for their murders. As a Palestinian, I know that the majority of people in this country don't really understand our values or what we're fighting for. So let me make it clear. We fight for the same thing that the majority of Americans want. Freedom from persecution for our religion. Liberty to pursue our dreams of being engineers, doctors, farmers, or artists. And justice for the violence that we unrightly face at the hands of people who can't even see our humanity. And America is no stranger to fighting for humanity. Not even 50 years ago, in the 80s, queer people in this country were fighting for the same things while the media dehumanized them and didn't care about their deaths.
That's right.
There's nothing more American than fighting for these things. And if you can get past the bias and racism, perhaps you can see how much we have in common. Standing here in DC, I am simultaneously staring in awe and shaking with rage. Growing up, we were indoctrinated to believe in the greatness of these lands and how the men who laid these foundations stood for freedom, liberty, and justice. The same things that Palestinians are fighting for. Instead, the hard truth and real history reminds us that those men were slave owners. They were colonizers and violent oppressors. What is happening in Gaza today is no different to what happened to the Anacostans in the 1600s who lived here long before DC even existed.
That's right.
But that's not the history that we're taught. And a majority of Americans have a warped sense of what this country represents. But make no mistake, this country's real face is finally showing itself. Today, representing America means defunding schools and doing nothing about the shootings occurring in them. Representing America means prioritizing corporations over people and protecting CEOs while workers struggle to make ends meet. Representing America means supporting the kidnapping of law-abiding citizens and sending them to torture camps because you disagree with them. Representing America means doing nothing as a fascist and his goons dismantle our democracy and their pockets are filled with money from war manufacturers and foreign adversaries. The only reason this is happening is because no one in this country knows what it's like to hold our leaders accountable. So as Americans who refuse to sit idly by while our money pays for death and destruction, while our cities and towns are stripped of the essentials they need, it is our duty to take this fight to the international community so that one day we can all have a country that actually stands for liberty, freedom, and justice instead of the monstrous, settler colonizing beast that it has always been.
Thank you.